Hi, everybody. Welcome to a special episode of New York Rangers. Big Apple Hockey. Welcome to a special episode of Big Apple Hockey. I'm actually waiting for the other page that I have open. Now I can mute it. There we go. All right. Now we should have no interruptions. Welcome back to Big Apple Hockey. It is Mark on the Road, where we're gonna actually have a Mark on the Road video coming very soon. But I, of course, am the aforementioned Mark Williams. There it is. Took a while to get my own nameplate up there. I can't wait till the day where I have somebody else to do all the controls for me, so I can at least just go back to talking. But I am here in Tampa right now, covering the New York Rangers versus the Tampa Bay Lightning, Game 4, Eastern Conference Finals. But we never got a chance to do our post-game show for Game 3. And I don't want you guys thinking I'm a poor sport, because I certainly am not. I'm here to talk hockey, win, lose, or if they could somehow tie again. I guess overtime loss would be the best way to say it. You know what? That's what we're here for. We're expanding. We're expanding because of you guys. And you know what? It's only going to get better from here. So let's get down to some of our post-game recaps for the Marks. Usually it'd be the Marks Drunk recap. I think I left it as the Marks recap today because I'm not even that angry right now. I know we should be, right? So far, there's one of us that's watching. Thank you very much. I know I went on early, but I'm kind of limited for time here in Tampa right now. I got in at about 2:30. Actually, the flight landed at about 1:58. We didn't get out of the plane until about 2:30. I don't know. I guess it's more staffing problems for the airplanes. What do you guys think? But there is a survey right here asking you about whether or not you think that the Tampa Bay Lightning are going to ride the momentum that they had from Game 3, scoring the only 5-on-5 goal, which was the game winner. More on that in a minute. But we're going to be talking a little bit of pucks right now. Let's get down to it. The goalies in the first period, they were phenomenal. I mean, they were trading chances back and forth. Not so much action, but the goalies were just good. Kucherov getting stopped on a breakaway by Shesterkin. And, of course, Vasilevsky is his usual very solid self. But let's go to the second period, because that's where a lot of the storylines pick up, and that's where a lot of the action picks up. Because Corey Perry's – I know Igor Shesterkin sold this, but it's still an awful penalty to take. It's one of those accidentally on purpose ones that we talk about. And it's that stuff that Corey Perry's done throughout his entire career, to an effect where he won a Stanley Cup and an MVP and a Rocket Richard trophy. But on the other hand, we all see this stuff happen. So no, it's not a good thing. However, it leaves Mika Zibanejad getting his 10th power play goal. Sorry, his 6th power play goal, his 10th of the playoffs, ties him with Adam Graves, which is amazing in itself. Only 6 power play goals to tie with Adam Graves. And there it is right there. Most power play goals in a playoff series. Mika's still going, and he's got a ways to go. And a matter of fact, if you remember in the 94 series, Adam Graves didn't score his first goal of the series until Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals. So Tampa goes pressing on Igor Shesterkin, and they run into him again. This time, again, I don't like. It's not even that. I think this is a well officiated series. Actually, again, the first series terrible. Second series pretty good. This one's been pretty good. Let's be honest, Ranger fans. I know most of us want to get up and go, well, it's another screw the Rangers moment. But, honestly, these are good games that they're playing. So it's not the ref's fault on any loss right now. Although let's hope that holds true. Tomorrow night, I should be at the game watching it myself. And we're talking about doing a live broadcast from Hattrick's Bar in Tampa Bay, meeting a lot of Tampa Bay fans. That'll be great. That's what we want on this channel. We want everybody to come in and like us and understand why you guys love us too. But so Riley Nash takes the interference call, and another goalie interference, shows signs of frustration. They're trying to crack Igor Shesterkin, and they're trying and they're trying. It's not an easy thing. Just ask the Penguins in the last 3 games of that series. Just ask the Hurricanes in that entire series. So Shesterkin holds firm, and he's all right. He sells the calls a little bit too much. Let's be honest, guys. But Chris Kreider deposits Mika Zibanejad rebound, tying him with the great Rod Gilbert for the most playoff goals all time for the New York Rangers. When we talk about Chris Kreider, guys, I think a lot of people don't understand how clutch this guy has been. His first ever goal scored in the NHL was facing elimination. His second ever goal in the NHL was a playoff winner against the Washington Capitals. So sometimes you just got to understand, this guy knows what he's doing. We had the stat the other day. I believe it was 17 goals he scored facing elimination. Unbelievable. So, but it wasn't meant to be too long because Tampa Bay got their own power play, and the Tampa Bay power play is just electric. They got so many different options, even without Braden Point right now. And Nikita Kucherov catches Shesterkin moving and puts it 5-hole on him. Igor looked up at the sky thinking, oh my God, I can't believe he had it. But in all honesty, that's just a good goal. All these goals in this game, they're all phenomenal goals. Every one of them. And I mean that the goalies are playing top-notch hockey right now. And it's good. I can't wait to see what tomorrow night's going to bring. However, teams go in 2-1 into the second period. Signs the life out of Tampa. Rangers survive a late push, as they normally do, because that's how they've been surviving it all in this postseason. But Jacob Trouba takes a penalty early in the third. Stamkos gets a cross-ice backhand feed from Corey Perry and just rockets it top shelf. And it's unbelievable. It's what Steven Stamkos has done the entire time for his career. And I want to be clear, when I don't know who said it on ESPN, Sean McDonough, Steve Levy, I don't care who said it. The quote was, Steven Stamkos looking like Mika Zibanejad right there. It's Mika Zibanejad looking like Steven Stamkos. He's done it longer. He's done it better. Mika, you're getting there. And I just missed out on meeting him by a couple minutes. A friend of mine did meet him just a minute ago at the hotel across from the arena. Anyway, Tampa's defense completely stifles the Rangers early in the third period. Chris Kreider got the first shot of the period for the Rangers at the 6:04 mark. That's not a good thing. And they didn't exactly generate many more shots the rest of the way. They did generate some quality chances, though. Not to completely slam them. But the key moments comes 5 minutes later. Because, well, first let me do this. The Rangers ended up being down 2 skaters because Barclay Goodrow blocked a shot and Ryan Strome took a stick in the back/ midsection. I don't know what's exactly hurting on him right there. I don't know what his status is. Probably should have looked that up before I got on. But again, you guys waited so long for a post-game show. I got to get it on here. So, but the real key moments came about 9 minutes remaining. Zibanejad breaks up a play at the blue line, starts to go by Kucherov. Kucherov high sticks him, gets a double minor. However, in that double minor, Nick Paul has the shift of his life and completely stifles the New York Rangers on their power play. I think they got one shot on that power play until there was a penalty called. I think it was on Jacob Trouba. I forgot. But penalty called negates 2 minutes of it. The Rangers get another 30 seconds remaining. And then it sets the stage because the Rangers could have not taken a penalty, could have done better on that. Sets the stage. Kucherov to Palat with 45 seconds remaining. New York Islander fans, if you're watching this right now, we know your pain because the 4 seconds remaining goal that Kucherov scored 2 years ago against you, sorry, sinus pressure. I'm wondering if you guys could hear that music down there too. I'm going to be getting to your comments in a couple minutes. but the it's it's why you can never sleep on the Lightning. They have so much talent. They're well coached. Their coaches make adjustments. Now, I am going to bring up something in a moment, and it was a tweet by our own Mr. John Polkowski. But I have it. All right, let me get to the rest of this. But the subtle drop pass by Kucherov right to Palat, putting it between the pad and the glove. That's what I used to always shoot for when I was younger, when I actually did score. And that's just well timed. That's well execution. I know Igor's probably kicking himself, and I know a lot of Rangers are kicking themselves, especially the guys on the ice. Like the Zibanejad unit that was on the ice when it happened. I can tell you these guys are focused. They don't even want to do anything but think about the next game. And Ranger fans, that's a good sign. Tampa Bay fans, this team is still alive. You know it. We all knew it. Everybody knew this. Somebody asked me the other day, how would you feel? How do you feel about the series? Are you feeling confident? And I personally don't want to allow myself to be confident until the Rangers are up by 10 with 1 second remaining in the third period of the closeout game. Other than that, this Tampa Bay team is a reason why they won 2 straight Stanley Cups. And that the other year, they were the President's Trophy winners. So the Rangers got a long way to go. But this is the thought line that I had going into this. And by the way, Tampa Bay, stop me if you guys heard this before. 6 more minutes of zone time over the Rangers. But the Rangers don't care because they'll keep you to the outside. So Sturk can make some easy saves, and then that's it. I'm going to get to your comments right after I say this, because this has been my thought this entire playoff series. Game 1, the Rangers needed to believe they could beat the Tampa Bay Lightning. I know they just went through 2 series, but that's with Carolina and Pittsburgh. This is the Tampa Bay Lightning. Yes, granted, the team they beat 3 times in the regular season. But then you put up 6 goals. You play the game 1 that they did. You believe it. Game 2, the Rangers played so well, I think Tampa got a wake-up call. That it wasn't just a fluke game. It wasn't just a game that you're like, oh, well, we were off for 2 weeks. No, the Rangers completely smothered them. They had 14 shots going into the third period. That's not a lot, especially for a team as dynamic as the Tampa Bay Lightning. But then we saw in Game 3, Tampa says, not so fast. So, question is, I put it on there before. Will Tampa score first and ride the momentum? 55% of you so far say yes, but we got a lot more to cover with this. I am going about another 15 minutes because I've got just a lot of commitments I have to make while I'm out here, and a couple extra things I have to do. All right, what the hell happened there? All right, sorry, everybody. Let me just see how that came out. All right, somehow I got kicked out of my own stream, but all right, sorry about that. Core, I'm the only one in here, yeah. The bullcrap non-call Hedel when he gets ice sticked, where were we on the 4-minute penalty? That non-call cost us. Rich, it hurt, but I think that 4-minute penalty, the lack of execution, that was what really hurt the Rangers. The one they did get, and they didn't convert. Send Trouba to the moon. Unfortunately, we got to wait 2 years for that, at least. Rob, thanks for the update, by the way. I'm going to get to that in a second. Rangers sat on the lead, in my opinion. They got caught looking at being up 3-0 in the series. They gave the game away, and as much as Tampa came back, you know what, Romanello, I don't think that's 100% true or almost fair. I mean, right now, this is one thing I can say about the Rangers. Their best game was Game 6 versus Carolina in the playoffs. You know how they followed that up? With their best game versus uh, versus Carolina in Game 7. You know how they followed that up? Their best game versus Tampa Bay. And don't worry, it's going to happen one more time. Their best game in Game 2. Eventually, as good of a coach team Tampa is, Tampa's going to make adjustments. And there's a great meme that's out there right now that I have to go grab for you guys. And of course, I'm looking to find where I left my phone because I could put it on there. It's the Rangers versus Tampa is what the headline is. It's two guys playing chess, and it's Colorado versus Edmonton, and it's just a firing squad. So it's a little bit rough. It's a little bit rough, but you know what? The other guys get paid to play too. I know I go back to this line a lot. I know a lot of people are tired of it, but it is the truth. They get paid to play too. Rob says, Gallant said Strome is expected to play tomorrow. That is amazing. That is amazing because he doesn't look like that. It was Trouba that took the penalty. Wow. Trouba took both those penalties. All right. Yeah. Look, Rich, you're not wrong about that. You're not wrong about that because who knows? You get the penalty and then you get on there. I still think the execution on the power play had to be done, but it doesn't make you wrong. Anyway, Rick, hey, come on, said misfire on Strome. Should be ready for tomorrow. Okay. Oh, by the way, hey. So this is a great feeling just being on the road right now. I want to do more of these for you guys next year. Going to different arenas, getting more experiences. We started with the Marco on the road. I did this for the Nashville game at the beginning of the year, but I want to do more of these for you guys where I'm interviewing fans. Of course, every time, let me ask you guys this question. Every time you ever go somewhere, do you forget something important that you need? Because, yeah, there's a couple important things I forgot. That's interesting. I mean, I got to talk with Steven about that, and because all I did after the game was work, and then get on. I slept for about 3 hours, and then I got on a plane. So I haven't been able to do much. So yeah, maybe they could use them to plug holes. I don't know, but Rick is kind of right about this. Kravtsov is kind of the last person this team needs, or you know what? Or maybe he's somebody that they do need. How much film is on Vitaly Kravtsov? And here's one thing about Ryan Strome. If he does have to miss a significant amount of time, although he says he's expected to play, don't worry about that. But the Rangers are thinner at center than they are at wing. So having Kravtsov wouldn't be that much of an issue. The Rangers should believe they can win. We took Tampa's absolute best shot, and they barely won with 40 seconds left. I'm not sure I've been more confident about the season. The Rangers fans should be worried. You know what? The way that I kind of looked at it was the Carolina series. Carolina series, they lost the first two games. The second game, they were completely smothered. But you still looked at it and went, just one goal. Just one goal each game. It's not much. All right. This is also the same Tampa team, played overall, better overall, and so far are a deeper team. I believe you on that, Rob. But you know what? Brayden Point returning can change that. But Toronto had another outstanding game, drives in the offensive zone. Perfect fit for Zibanejad and Kreider line keeper. I would love it if you're right, Rich, because unfortunately I think his salary is going to move him out of here because it's just not going to be going so well. He's already making, I think, 2.8 or something like that. I looked it up. I just forgot. But yeah, it's going to be difficult. Matador, how are we doing? Let's address the elephant in the room. Jacob Trouba is good at two things: injuring the opposition and drawing endless stupid penalties. Yeah. Look, it's this is where the hard part comes in. because he's actually played very well in this offense in this playoff season. He's he's blocked pucks. He's taken on the other team's opposition, him and Keandre Miller, but it's just yeah, it's his penalties are badly timed, very badly timed. Rick, again, yes, we got killed in shots in the third period yesterday. Yeah. But again, I'm going to credit Tampa on that. They're the ones with 2 straight Stanley Cups, not the Rangers. Nobody has to get every time they just, yeah, that's right. And I'll tell you what, a friend of mine ran into some of the Rangers at the bar. I won't say who they were. And it's just, I need to be focused. And that's what they're thinking right now. So let's see what they're going to bring out right now. We'll bounce back. We were traumatized the last game. Yeah. Alex, how we doing? Closer to Dolphins country right now. So, and by the way, Granny, this was a bit of a shocker. They got rid of Cassidy. Like, are they going to try to enter the Barry Trotz sweepstakes? I don't know. Oh, no, I got to check that out. I probably got the tweet. I just haven't seen it yet. Like I said, all I've just been doing is back and forth. Everest, I feel your pain. Ooh, B-Rye is right behind you on that one. Yeah, but you know what? My note for the first period of game 2 was a lot of soft calls. There was a lot of soft calls, and it's the way they're officiating it. Some guys are doing ticky-tack things to try to get things under control. I don't agree with that, but we'll see what that is. Yeah, Rick, again, that's really surprising. Like, really surprising. Almost won a game they had no business winning. You know why that happens? Because they got Igor whenever they fail. And, there's the Rangers. I'm not panicking right now. Are you guys panicking? I'm worried. I'm worried because Tampa Bay is a good team. Let's just leave it at that. Granny will definitely keep that in there. I'll talk to my mom and have her say a prayer for you because she's always better with that stuff than I am. But we're thinking the best, and we hope you're going to be fine, and I hope everything works out well. Well, did you hear Brian Boucher? I think you probably put it on there. That's probably in the video where it's Brian Boucher saying, I hope Igor is going to be okay. Anyway, THJ, hey, how's it going? Actually, you know what? Things are going great right now. I worked last night, slept 3 hours, got on a plane, and probably after this, going to hit the shower, maybe even stop by the Hard Rock, play a little cards because that would be nice. All right, I'm supposed to have my brother coming up to visit me tomorrow. Hopefully he does from Naples. But I do have a couple friends out here, but I don't think they're going to be available. I had other people that were telling me, "Oh, I can't wait to come on down. Let's go." But it's still a good trip so far. Anyway, Igor better be careful. He doesn't take a stupid penalty for embellishment. Rick, that's a good point. That's a good point. I could just go with it's in his inner Russian. Sorry, guys, but no, he should watch out for stuff like that. However, you get the Riley Nash play or the play in I think it was game 1 that he threw the stick down. The thing is, the rules are there it behooves him to actually do this. What he has to worry about on top of this, remember the game against, I think it was LA or Boston. I think it was Boston. Yeah, it was definitely Boston in February. That he got run and he laid down, and then a concussion spotter pointed at him and he got pulled from the game, and he's saying, "No, I'm fine. And he ended up coming back in the shootout. So, wow, you guys hit me up on a lot of these. All right. You should have brought Luthi on the road trip. Oh, I can only imagine the conversations we would have. So, Lou, what's your plans for this off season? Next question. Alex, you don't have to worry about that. You know what? You want to get one better? The 2003 NHL draft is still going to be the pinnacle of anything. And the Islanders got Robert Nielsen in that draft, and the Rangers got Hugh Jesseman. Hugh Jesseman is still tied in goals scored for the New York Rangers with me. So that's what I have to say about that. Yeah, well, not necessarily trolls. They're just having a conversation. And no, definitely not. No. Truba's second penalty was weak. And even yeah, see, Rich, you're right about that because the refs are going to always do something about that with me. Cassidy's firing shocked a lot of people. And he gave Don Sweeney gave the same generic line that Lou Lamoriello did. It's just I don't particularly see it. And you got a great coach. You got a coach that's done great things for your team. And they dumped him for what? The Bruins are an aging team. And they're underachieving with Taylor Hall. Gee, Taylor Hall underachieve? I know I'm supposed to be a little bit more impartial, but it's just everybody's got their pet peeves. Chris, it's okay. You know what? I understand. Well, you know what? I can't stop drinking. It's water right now. I'm in Florida. I got to rehydrate. But there's still plenty of that. Can we get the Ranger games off ESPN? Unfortunately, Core, no, we can't. And Sean McDonough is just. I'm glad I don't have to hear Sean McDonough tomorrow or see how they're going to light up Emily Kaplan or Framer because it's either this, it's super light. Quick, everybody, let's get the light of the sun on Emily. It's framed like that. It's just like Bill Webb is not directing those games. I'll tell you that. It took Tampa 3 boneheaded penalties by Trouba to win, so I feel okay. Yes, I agree with you on that one. Alex, I thought he would be on the hot seat after the season, but yeah, you know what? Again, like, who are these coaching candidates that people think? I mean, Mike Babcock, Barry Trotz, Quenneville's not coming back. Joe Quenneville ain't walking through that door. So no, absolutely not. I do have to get that tweet from Philk. Let me get that for you guys. All right. Well, unfortunately, I didn't do Twitter on this one. So, all right. But Philk was saying before, you know what? The Rangers, they don't have to, they're not going to give up 50 shots every single game. They're not going to give up power plays every single game the way they did last night's game. There's a lot of good that came out of last night's game. So, all right. Kucherov is lucky. Yeah. Kucherov is lucky that Ron Hextall and Billy Smith are retired. Otherwise, he'd be holding his head on his lap on the bench. That's right. Tampa Bay had their big Russian star step up and carry this team. Would be nice if our bigger Russian star would be a scoring machine tomorrow. You know what? Yeah. Jeff, you're right about this one. And I think the best way to also describe that is he's seen a little bit more open ice than that was right there. Can't panic. The reality is Tampa's won 4 out of 5 if possible, but yes, it's very hard. Yeah. And that's the reason why I don't panic, because at least it's still, everything is still at home. And I think I see a new name on here. So Core, I'm not calling Lou. But I'm going to try to get through your comments quickly, guys, because I got, uh, yeah, again, thoughts and prayers going your way. Anyone notice that the lovely Slewfoot court out on Lindy? Yeah. Killorn is a hard nosed player, but it's just where it is. And yep. Granny, of course, says thank you. Kratsov actually didn't resign with the KHL today. So he's coming to the NHL regardless of how it is. And that's what's good. James, I think it's my first time seeing you. I'm not sure if it is. So welcome to the show. We need to forget about game 3. It was there for us. Let's go hard for game 4. Let it all out. Push them on their heels. We need to get to game 4. You're right about that. And I'm probably going to be doing a stream tomorrow morning on this as well. Because, yes, very true. And by the way, Rich, yeah, if you guys ever saw the second video I did on this channel back when we were All Things Rangers, actually, this was number 1. It wasn't number 1. It was the first one I discussed. Actually, the first one I discussed, an honorable mention, was Elias Anderson because he panned out so well. Remember all those guys that said, oh, he's future captain material? Really? He is? So anyway, because he threw his silver medal in the stands, not saying it was good enough. Guy was a whiny little brat. Anyway, but I talked about this, Rich. I talked about the Rangers passed on Bossy twice. One of them was Ron Duguay. That one worked. The other one was Lucien Dubois. That one didn't. So I think it was deadline, so he's coming to North America for sure. Okay. Maybe they'll incentivize him, knowing that. I mean, he could always go back to the KHL. I mean, there was a kid that went to Vegas. I forgot his name. I had his name and then I lost it. But like the first one they ever signed, and he was in and out like that. I know, the classic 15 minutes, but I do need to get off soon. Because unfortunately, Tampa closes before 4 o'clock. So, there's business meetings I got to do in the morning and friends I have to see tonight. You guys will find out why soon enough. Trotz needed to get fired, honestly. You know what, Alex, I don't agree with that. He was the most prosperous coach in that franchise's history after Al Arbor. And just, they were always good. It was one bad season. And I know I said the issues with that team ran deeper than that, but I still wouldn't have fired him. Anthony came around on a little bit, but still. Are the Islanders going to finally acknowledge their rebuild, or is it time to extend Andy Green and Zdeno? Nope, we don't need to worry about that. Andy Green will probably be gone, and Zdeno Chara will be elsewhere. Cassidy to the Panthers, that's an interesting thing, James, because I've said before, I threw this one out there the last bar talk that we did, and that's if the Panthers want to win now, they need to move on from Andrew Burnett. I'm not 100% convinced on that, but it was clearly obvious when he came, push comes to shove. Coaches develop too. People forget about that. Coaches have to develop. Some of them develop nicely, go from like first year to second year and do well. The other ones are David Quinn, who think they have all the answers. So Phillies fired Girardi. Dombrowski said the same thing as Luke. Yeah, it's generic. It's generic talk. But the thing that scares me about it, in regards to Sweeney and Lou, is Dombrowski saying it in mid-season is because you can't do a coaching search in mid-season. I think Sweeney was looking for a new voice and just said it like that. Lou, I think they got their hand forced. It was either lose Lambert to the Detroit Red Wings or somebody like that, or make him the coach. And then Rangers did the same thing. Rangers did the same thing with Jeff Gorton, except it was say they're moving up the president. Ray Ferraro hates the Rangers, such anti-Ranger with drunk Barry Melrose. Yeah, but I've heard those guys praise the Rangers a lot. And back when we had Ray Ferraro on the show, Ray Ferraro said, he's like, well, you could have named me for 5 more things. Look, I still think one of the greatest mistakes the 96 Rangers made was trading Ray Ferraro. They signed him and then they traded him. So there you go. ESPN is crap. They got a long way to go. You guys have seen my video. Is ESPN trying to ruin hockey? Alex, you're perfectly fine in thinking that. By the way, would you fire I forgot his name also. Would you fire Brian Flores? I wouldn't have. And then his actions afterwards, oh my God, yeah. What were they waiting for? All right. Avery was killing Emily Kaplan on IG, said she looked like she was electrocuted. Yes, because they're shooting her like terrible. And by the way, everybody, I try to talk to Philk about his camera angles. We're working on that. I think he actually just got a new laptop, so hopefully I can get him eye level. But if anybody that's attended film school, you learn about forced perspective. And I keep telling him, I'm like, Phil, your head looks like it's that big. I got to get you eye level. Anyway, do not want Trotz in Boston. There's a lot of teams that I'll be going after Barry Trotz soon. Trotz's system would fit well in Boston. Oh, it fits well anywhere. He took the New York Islanders from I know we're getting a little bit off topic, guys. Don't worry about it. B. Rye. I'm gonna hate to get to that comment because I think you're right now. But he took the worst defensive unit of all time and made them the Williams Jennings Trophy winner the next year. Trotsky coach. This is going to be interesting. Marchand, McAvoy, and Riley all out to begin the season, yes, because I think actually most of them, their timetables, I think, go to December. So you're right about that, Granny. James, you're right about that one. Where is Panarin? I'm going to jump ahead for a second. I'm going to go back to Chris in a second. Where is Andrew Kopp? Both of those go hand in hand. Maybe they won't give him 50 shots, but they gave him 39 the last 3 games in a row. Still too many. Yeah, but you know what? They're giving him up from the outside. I forgot what the final shot total was in game 2. Game 2, they dominated the shots on goal until the final 10 minutes. And if you're throwing pucks in from the outside, you're not beating Igor like that. It's just not happening. Chris, back to you. I have a question for everybody, for everyone. Does anyone know or heard rumors that Scheifele might be toxic in the room? I ask because the more we hear Trotz to Boston, the more Scheifele gets traded. I think it's interesting because if Bergeron leaves, and all indications are saying right now that he retires, that opens up for Scheifele. So it could be. But then again, what happens if Trotz goes to Winnipeg? Because that's in there. That's in there too. Do anyone want to see Cop? I replayed the Igor flop for my husband. My dog was worried. Oh, Ely, it's okay. Let him women home. It'll be okay. Kings fans. Yeah. Don't get too far ahead. I really do think they don't need game 4, but go get it. Because if you sleep on a team, look at what happened with the Canes. They just went, everything's fine, we're good at home. Then you weren't. All right. I'm going to try to get through the rest of these quickly. Curious, are there any notable free agents in Europe that would be coming over to the NHL and be notable? Any Panarins, Pew suitors, etc.? That's a great question. Phil would actually help more on that, as well as Statboy Steven. So I'll get their input on that in a little bit. Trash Panda, how's it going? I know I've seen you before, but welcome to the show anyway. Copp had a very quiet game. And again, Copp, sometimes if he's quiet, it's because he's actually the better defensive guy on that unit. But You're right about that, Rich. They need more up in Aaron. I even said he's a future captain material. Yeah. Well, uh, quickly, guys, is there a prospect that you guys thought this guy is going to be the thing and then wasn't? Throw it down. I'm already at 40 minutes, so there's things I need to do with my night. um, I hated Kreider for years. Advantage after Aaron. I think you get to the point everybody laughed for near Kako. Yeah, we could start thinking that everybody's bust, but then you know what? Start thinking it. Drafting out Montoya at 6 when they already had Lundqvist in the pipeline in 2004 was also a disaster. Problem is Lundqvist was a 7th round pick. They didn't know what they had. Not in 2004, which was actually the 2005 draft. No, it was 2004. Sorry. No, you're right. Yeah, you're right. I forgot that they had the draft, then not a season, then 2005, because 2005 is Mark Stahl and Michael Sauer. Imagine how great of a time that was. I'm having a good time so far. I'm having a good time. I wish I missed much, but you know what? Who knows how Al Montoya would have done with Benoit Allaire as his goalie coach. That's a question you have to ask sometimes. But Hank was yeah, exactly. Montoya was the thing about Montoya was, oh my God, Romanello, you hit a home run on that one. But the thing about Montoya was he had a great freshman year in Michigan and just never improved on it. And he even made an All-Star appearance. I think the first 2 All-Star appearances for the AHL when he was in Hartford. But B-Rye, wow. In all fairness, they didn't know what they had with Hank. Yes. So they kind of stumbled into one of the greatest goalies of all time. Who'd have thunk it? All right. No one is worse than the savior, Joseph Balage. Yes. Or Balala. I forget how to pronounce his name. I think it's Balage. I think it's Balali. Whatever. I don't know. Terrible. And, ooh, wow. You guys are killing it in the comments so far. Oh, the refs sucked. I know that, Mike. But actually, I think the refs were pretty good in this series. No wonder why Ferraro is so bitter. Kids in the hole small. Yeah, I know. I'm crushing your head. Crushing your head. Because again, I try to tell them, I'm like, if you have the camera like this and you're over it like this, you're fine. But when you get up to this, it's smaller. It's the way they shot Lord of the Rings. It's so call me crazy, but teaching defense is easier than teaching offense. I just want the Isles to play more 2020 style of hockey. As we saw in the Isles pre-post Trotz defense can be taught. You're correct. Can I ask you this? When have they won? When they played the Trotz style. I did call them, by the way, the modern day New Jersey Devils. So I understand that. Copp will definitely show up. Frank T, you're right. Copp's a hell of a player. I really wish that Romanello forget the camera angle. Phil Keats better than 2008 dial-up. He's frustrated all the time with his internet connection. I've got to tell you guys, he's always frustrated with it. I mean, I'm usually hardwired, so I'll pat myself on the back for that one. You know what? I haven't heard if he's toxic, but maybe he's frustrated. I'll say that. Maybe he's frustrated. But because there are guys you think are a cancer and then they're really not. Like, I mean, Tony D'Angelo was cancer. I'm trying to think guys that would fit that mold right now. Avery's cancer. Suman. All right, there's just I don't know if that's all it. So I think I'm on. How am I doing, by the way? I paid for the high speed stuff, so I hope I'm still doing all right. No. We'll worry about whether or not that first rounder. Well, they still have a second rounder, so it's not the end of the world. The reason I ask is because I was hoping he would join the Rangers if possible. He'd fit on the salary cap. But if Trotz goes to the Jets, I could see Scheifele staying in Winnipeg. You're right about that. And yet, okay, yeah. If you don't go for the I kept on reading Jaguar. I have no idea why. If you don't go for the jugular on Tampa, it becomes a physical game. Yeah, yeah. Like these are the lessons Tampa's learned, and the Rangers need to learn it too. Remember, Tampa, the year they got swept by Columbus, winning a President's Trophy, they led 3-0 in Game 1, and they lost that game in overtime. What it comes down to sometimes. Trooper single-handedly cost us the game last night. I don't know about single-handedly. He didn't blow that power play, but THG, I like that one, by the way. Bigger issue with Tampa is that they took 81 shots last game, and I think 50 of them got through. The other 30 missed or that we blocked. Yeah, that's unacceptable. Yeah, you got to, but you know what? That also says they're starting to throw things at the net. They're just saying, the hell with everything. You got to get everything at the net. That's just what it comes down to. Do you think it's Cassidy? Cassidy's out and Krejci might be coming back. I don't think so. There was a lot of reports that Krejci just wanted to get his kids to grow up in the Czech Republic, and he wanted them to go with the old country. See, this is what 3 hours of sleep ends up doing to you. Mark acknowledges that his audience is not the most important thing. No, my audience is definitely the most important thing, because if you guys don't care what I think, then why would you even need to listen to me? No, don't change to another channel. Ryan Rowdy, hey, welcome to the show. If Edmonton was in the East, they would have never made it to the conference finals. Correct. 100% correct. By the way, I see the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers similar right there. Hope I get to meet you tomorrow. Trying to go down to hat tricks tomorrow. So I'd love to talk to a lot of Lightning fans, see what they think. Also find out who your favorite Lightning player is. Trooper Train always winning. Tampa Passengers set Riva free. You know what? If you can get Sammy Blaze in, maybe his time could be coming. If he could get in. I'm just saying that, because you could use his skill. We also decided to double glove Dan Blackburn. You read about that one. Heedle got high stick to the face. Yes. Yeah, we were talking about that. Rich was killing me on that one. I don't know, and I don't hear enough people talking about Keandre Miller. He's been one of our best and most consistent players in the regular season in the post. Really excited to watch him turn into an elite defenseman over the next couple of years. Our top 4D are incredible. Rob, yeah, that's very true. And especially when you throw in Braden Steiner into that mix. Got to think about that one. But I got to tell you this. One reason why you don't get to hear about him as much is because defense doesn't get the headlines. Goaltending would get the headlines over defense, and he has been that good. He has been that good. And by the way, speaking about things that are great, Rob, put the name of your bakery in here. He does great cookies. He's got this like rainbow cookie with like a Rice Krispie treat on the inside. It's amazing. You got to try that. Yes, you should get Flyers. Trevor, which teams have New Jersey style of play that are in the playoffs? These teams are right now are young and fast and tons of firepower. Yes. Again, it circles back. Trotz can pull it off, and he pulled it off with that team that he's got. He sort of pulled it off in 2018, but they're still a little bit more offensive. The thing is, when it comes to the playoffs, defense matters a lot more. Oh, I am doing fine. As for Bus, I thought Stam Steele was going to be better than he was. Yep. I mean, wasn't there like Michael St. Croix or something for the Rangers that I still haven't heard a single bit about him? Toxic, who cares? Give me Evander Kane is on his performance. Nice guys finished last, Leo. You know what? I'll take Evander Kane for his first season, and then I'm dumping him. That guy is toxic. Although I'm pretty sure I'm trying not to be as inflammatory as I used to be. We're trying to be a little bit more professional now, but I do believe on that. By the way, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell for more content, and get notified whenever we got anything going on, and also smash that like. So let's get to some more in your comments before I have to go. Because smash the like, remember to subscribe. Mike, thank you very much, because you're always going to remind everybody. And I know he isn't at the stage yet, but he's trending in that direction. Sam Steele, yeah, okay. Ryan, yeah, the Rangers have a nice, great team. The fan base, I'd say my favorite Bolt is Hedman, because he could do everything on the ice and is big on the power play and the penalty kill. Yes. Who's your favorite all time? Is it still Hedman? Don't sleep on Adam Fox. Yes, Adam Fox has not played his best game of the series yet. Mark my words. Although On the Mark is still the name of the editorial. Mark my words was another one that it was potentially going to be. Panarin and Fox play no defense. Fox plays a decent amount of defense. Panarin actually is a pretty good defender. But, yeah, I don't think they run from contact. But Braun has been exactly what Braun needs to be, which first is reliable and not Patrick Nemeth. Fox is a beast. By the way, Ryan, thanks for coming with us, because we gotta get more people into the cult. So Fox is a beast, is still young, has some things to improve, but he's still good for years to come. Yes, and especially when, as I bring up, a measure of pride, he's from Jericho. That's what I keep on wanting to say. One town over from where I grew up. Thank you. The Bearded Baker, that is where Rob's cookies are. Check them out, everybody. Throw your address in there on there. Or just go to thebeardedbaker.com. I believe that's on there. Fantastic. Can't say enough about them. And that's not a paid advertisement. So we will be having sponsorships coming soon. I don't know how anybody can say Fox isn't playing any defense. Yeah, but also sometimes he's got to play extra defense because they're beating up Ryan Lindgren physically. And Ryan Lindgren, warrior. He has played excellent in this playoff series. So there's still ways to go, everybody. So Braun reminds me of Rafael Diaz in 2014. I'll tell you, he reminds me a little bit more of John Moore. I know what Rafael Diaz was sort of like a high ceiling offensive defenseman, and they put him injected some life late in the Montreal series. But the truth is, I think maybe Anton Strawman's going too hard. That's going too high. But Breeze has not earned his paycheck. I think he has, but we're going to see more of him in the next game. Are we ready for a final, or do we need a few years? Here's the thing. As I said in the written article, you can see it on BigAppleHockeyPodcast.com. We're going to be getting more written articles, and a matter of fact, every team's going to have an evaluation on there soon. But they could be ready. They could be ready. Look, Tampa Bay has got the experience. We all know this. And sometimes it's a little bit ridiculous to say you got to lose before you win. Why? You can get your experience by doing it. That triple overtime game, and then the way the Penguins jumped on them taught them so much. I know the Penguins fan will tell you, well, you guys injured Sidney Crosby, but it wasn't just that. They were down 2-0 in that game and getting outplayed grossly, and then they came back to score 3 goals within 2 minutes and 42 seconds. They also gave up the game-tying goal quickly on that one. But you can get your experience. Once you experience it, you know what to think. The mantra I had for the Rangers in this series, the way they can win this series, if you saw the written article and the playoff preview, was just keep your mental state. Don't get too high. Don't get too low. Tampa's going to get their goals. Can you respond? And can you get the goals when Tampa gets them or frustrate Tampa? Because think about it like this. When push came to shove against the Panthers, Tampa won every time. Every time. Unless they counted the goal off the netting. It's true, defense does matter in the playoffs, but ironically, a Ranger fan to bring this up to me, all the years Trotz got us to the playoffs in years. Weird regular seasons, yeah, but you know what? They was going to get them to the playoffs anyway. I mean, I do think the shortened season from COVID, not during COVID, before we got in there, they were 0 for Pajot on wins, and they were missing Adam Pelech. Adam Pelech was a huge part of what the Islanders do. So Rangers blew a huge chance to go up 3-0 after giving up a 2-0 lead in the game. I hope it doesn't come back to bite us, Rick. I hope you're right about that. Because if you go up 3-0 in a conference final, that's all she wrote. No team has come back from 3-0 in a conference final. The Kings did it, and the Islanders did it in the first round. The Bruins, lost the Flyers. So the Flyers are the ones that came back in the second round, and in the Stanley Cup final was the 43 Maple Leafs. So with regards to shortened season, delayed seasons, yeah, but you know what? Except for one, that's true. But you still, every team played those games. Yeah, I'd say Hedman or Stamkos, but Vazzy is easily up there. Who's my favorite Ranger? All time, Brian Leetch. And it became Brian Leetch because I was forward. So, I mean, I wanted to be Mike Gartner. And then Mike Gartner got traded for Glenn Anderson. That's why forever I will never really like Glenn Anderson. And I still think the Rangers stole a Stanley Cup from Mike Gartner. He owned the New Jersey Devils that year. He absolutely owned them. Who knows? I mean, he would have done more than the 4 playoff goals Glenn Anderson got the Rangers. All right. Eddie, welcome back. If the Rangers don't win tomorrow, the series is over. Absolutely not. They're back home. They got their matchups. Look, if you listen to these guys, they talk about this. They are focused, and they are razor sharp focused. So let's see how that works. Fox needs to put on 10, 15 pounds of muscle. Yeah, he's still pretty young, and he's still going to do that. Wait until Kakko puts on even more muscle. Jeez. I say that's premature. Lose games 4 and 5, they'd be done. Yeah. Rangers can't afford to sit on a lead. They can against any team left in the postseason, and I'll include Edmonton in that. Because when you sit on a team, yeah. And B-Rye, I'm getting to that one. I already like that comment right now. This is the first Tampa win against us all year. Not worried. Keep the faith, people. Let's go Rangers. All right. But B-Rye, I'm going to go with this last one. Well, also, fuck Keenan and also Mess have probably had something to do with that. Because they got everybody from Edmonton, let's be honest. Or Toronto. But still, Brian Leetch is the reason why they won that Stanley Cup. There is no doubt about that. It's better for the environment when you crush these. That's what I was told a while ago. I don't know if that's true or not. I checked in the hotel in Florida. The first thing they did was hand me water. Gotta love it. So I gotta say this. Going to the game tomorrow, I'm optimistic. I think you're really going to see a push from the Rangers to begin this game, and I think you're going to see the best from Igor in this game. There are so many things that I want to present to you guys for this channel, and well, by the way, B. Riot, that's why I don't kill him for the Tony and Monty trade. But truth is, you got it for the 2 overtime goals from Matteau. And actually, you know what? Frankie T, let me just bring this one up. You know, Rich, right there with you. But Frankie T, he's not only looking, if we could say a hybrid of Henrik and Richter right now. But Yeah, it's concerning that they got matchup issues on the road, but remember, they won their 2 biggest road games that they need to have. Keep in mind, this is the Stanley Cup champion, guys. That's why I'm trying not to get neither too high nor too low. I mean, I flew all the way out here, and then I got to fly all the way back and immediately go back to work the next night. So I want to see the Rangers win as much as everybody. I know that doesn't sound as impartial as what we're trying to be. We're trying to be a little bit more professional, but I like to keep my fandom a little bit right here. But yeah, and B-Roy, you're right about that. Yeah, Stanley Cup winning goal, Brian Noonan. Whoever was doing that immediately said, "We got to give it to Messier," because I don't think Messier still touched that puck, but I'll still take it. It's still fine. All right, guys, thank you very much, everybody, for joining me today, because we needed to get a show on because it doesn't look good whenever we don't have a show after a loss. Mike, I am waiting to find out how I'm getting the tickets, either via StubHub or just going to the scalpers and trying to get them on there. I've prepared for every eventuality, so I can't wait to do this. My brother might be coming up from Naples to visit with me tomorrow. We're trying to do a show out of Hattrick's Bar in Tampa. Great bar, great hockey bar, and I can't wait to see what people are going to run into. And I'm going to try to be talking to people at Amalie Arena or even on the streets, trying to see what they think about the series. See if the Rangers scare you. So you know what? Where was Ryan? If I end up seeing you, that'd be great. Yeah, before you having to deal with the 300% markup. Yeah, it still would be cheaper than going to the Garden, flying out here and then doing that. 3 hours of sleep. Share some video on Facebook Live. I will definitely be doing some of that as fast as possible. Or we're also going to do the mark on the road because, again, whenever I get a chance to actually sit down and talk to fans, I love doing this. So, guys, again, thank you very much. Can't say this enough. And we are going to be right now, by the way, tickets right now on StubHub are only about like $240 in that range, $240 to $280. See if it's going to come on down. Amalie is a fun rink. I have been there once before. I was there for a bachelor party back in 2016. It was the Devils versus the Lightning. And by the way, that was also when the Rangers played their second game of the year with Zibanejad and Kreider and Buchnevich. That's all the memories that's coming back to me right now. I think Buch scored in that game. I think Buch had his first career goal in that game. But in any event, so we're going to be getting more stuff out to you guys, more hockey content in every single way. Thank you, everybody, for joining me tonight. And let's go Rangers.